Picture this, you have just finished building your amazing new app and you're excited to share with the world. You send to your friends the localhost address, but they can't see it. Then you start to wonder, how do I actually make my app available online? Well, there are several ways to do this, but today we'll explore using a virtual private server to handle this. What is a VPS? Well, think of a VPS as your own private, secure room within a large office building. You get to decide what goes in your room, your app's files, databases, everything else it needs to run. The great thing is, you are only renting a portion of the building's resources, making it a cost-effective way to get started, especially for the smaller applications. Usually, you rent a VPS from a company that has powerful computers connected to the internet. This gives your app a public IP address, which is like the address of your room in the office building, allowing anyone online to find it. When you are developing on your own computer, you typically access your app using a local address, like localhost, but when your app is on a VPS, people can reach it using the VPS's public IP address. You can usually find this IP address in your VPS's provider dashboard. Now, you might be wondering, how do I get a more memorable name, like google.com, instead of a string of numbers? That's where domain name systems, or DNSs, come in. Think of a DNS as the building's directory. You can register a domain name, like michaellab.com, with a registered domain. Companies like Namecheap, Hostinger, or GoDaddy offers the option to buy a domain name. Then, you tell the DNS where to find your app's room by linking your domain name to your VPS's IP address. Domain names can vary in price depending on their length and extension, like .com, .io, etc. I'll be creating a video explaining DNSs in more detail soon, so make sure you subscribe if you're interested. Okay, so now you understand what a VPS is. But how do you pick the right one? There are several things to consider, including price, location, hardware specifications, like processing power and memory. My advice is, start by looking at different VPS providers and comparing their offerings. Pay close attention to the location of their services. Ideally, you want to choose a server location that is geographically close to your target audience. For example, if most of your users are in South America, it's best to choose a VPS located in South America. If your server is far away, the data has to travel a long distance, which can make your app feel slow for users. What is the benefits of VPS? For me, the biggest advantages of using a VPS are its flexibility and affordability. Since you have your own virtual server, you are not limited to hosting just one application. If you are building multiple apps, it can be much more cost-effective to host them all on a single VPS, especially when they are not yet generating a lot of income. You can have your website, your app's backend, your database, and other services all running on the same VPS. Of course, if any of your apps start to become very popular, you might eventually want to consider moving them to a dedicated server or a more powerful VPS, so they have more resources and don't affect the performance of your other applications.